Hello, and welcome to Midnight Tales, a space where everyone can immerse themselves in peace and enchantment before drifting off to sleep. Tonight, we'll explore another captivating story that invites calm and lightness, helping you rest and recharge. But first, let's take a moment to gently prepare our bodies and minds for a soothing, restorative night's sleep. Make yourself comfortable, and with each slow inhale and long exhale, allow any cares from the day to slip away. It's not always easy to detach from the hustle and mental overload, especially before bed. However, remember this: the less we worry about how quickly we'll fall asleep, the easier it is for our minds to release any tension. Let the rhythm of your breathing carry away lingering worries, and let the story you're about to hear guide you into deep relaxation. Now, close your eyes and allow the magical atmosphere to softly envelop you. Enjoy the story, and may you find peaceful, restful sleep here on Midnight Tales. Wood smoke, a phantom scent, weaves through the air, tangling itself inextricably with notes of deep chocolate and roasted coffee. Outside, snow descends like a whispered secret, perfecting the enchantment. Your hands encircle a ceramic vessel of cocoa, its profound heat seeping into your palms. A radiating comfort coursing through you. Lifting the mug, you inhale, sweetness laced with an elusive whisper of mint. Here you sit, cocooned within a snug haven in Finland's far north, a realm known as Sapmi, or Lapland, where snow holds dominion for more than half the year. Its position above the Arctic Circle dictates this rhythm, a land where the long, embracing nights and persistent snows have shaped not just the landscape, but life itself, weaving into the very fabric of its culture. The cafe inhabits a traditional structure, reminiscent of a log refuge, yet distinctly pyramidal, its heart a substantial stone fire pit, radiating warmth. Gleaming picnic-style tables, crafted from polished timber, are scattered across the floor. The ambient heat allows for the comfort of just a turtleneck sweater. Your heavy winter parka rests on a wooden rack nearby. From behind the counter drifts the gentle percussion of mugs, meeting water as a woman tends to her washing. Around you, a quiet murmur of humanity, natives of this starkly beautiful region mingling with fellow travelers, their conversations a soft tapestry of tongues: English, Finnish, perhaps Russian or Spanish. Amber light spills from metal fixtures, spaced thoughtfully overhead, bathing the rustic interior in a moody, intimate glow. Through the window, the day already surrenders to dusk. Light drains rapidly here, yet vestiges of color streak the sky above the wintry panorama. Fresh snowflakes drift earthward with deliberate grace, adding to the thick, immaculate quilt blanketing everything. In the near distance, the village unfolds, scattered dwellings and shops, including the very cabin promising sanctuary for the night. Each building emits the same soft, honeyed light, casting a luminous spell against the deepening blue and white. Snow-laden pines stand like silent sentinels throughout the settlement. It's a scene aching with a magic that demands to be held, remembered. Unzipping your rucksack, your fingers navigate past the soft bulk of gloves, the stiff spine of a journal, finally brushing against the unexpected hardness of ice skates nestled securely at the bottom. A fleeting touch of a lace sparks a thrill for the hours yet to unfold. Your phone emerges, cool against your skin. The camera app awakens. You angle yourself towards the window's tableau. The phone lifts, a brief tap refining the focus on the screen. A few clicks capture the moment before the device returns to your lap. You study the last image until the screen dims to black. With purpose, you power it down, tucking it back into the rucksack's depths. The rasp of the zipper joins the intimate crackle of the nearby hearth. Your attention returns to the table, to the ceramic mug. You lift it again, breathing in the fading scent before taking a slow, deliberate sip. For a while, you simply hold the comforting warmth, sipping intermittently, your gaze drifting between the cozy interior and the hushed spectacle outside. Eventually, the mug stands empty. Setting it down on the timber surface, you gather your pack and slide off the smooth wooden bench. A smile and a wave acknowledge the woman behind the counter as you retrieve your coat from its peg. You approach the arched doorway, leading to a small, sheltered porch. Reaching for the handle, the bite of winter announces itself, a crisp prelude. Opening the door releases a momentary wave of cold that washes over you, instantly countered by the thorough protection of your layers. Armor against even the fiercest chill. Before venturing forth, you pause, claiming a bench tucked beneath the eaves, safe from the falling snow. The rucksack opens once more. Out come thick woolen gloves. You draw them on, finger by meticulous finger, adjusting until the fit is perfectly snug. Now, a silent thought confirms. You are ready. A deep exhalation sends a plume of warmth into the air, a fleeting ghost against the cold before dissolving. Your rented podkokelka, a kicksled, awaits. It's the favored chariot for navigating these snow-packed, unsalted lanes. Fashioned primarily from wood, it features a small seat perched above twin metal runners like slender skis, crowned with sturdy handlebars. You left it propped just to the building's right before seeking refuge inside. Each step towards it sends soft crunches through the snow beneath your boots. The sled is as you left it, save for a delicate dusting of fresh powder on the seat and handles. Just then, a man, clearly a local, ambles past. He gestures towards a small shed nearby, its triangular roof echoing the cafe's design, mentioning a snow scraper kept inside. You hadn't noticed the outbuilding before. Its long door seemingly fused shut. With a grateful smile, you thank him for the timely advice. A firm, sharp tug breaks the icy seal that is formed in the door seams. Inside, behind a large rake, you spot the scraper. A few efficient strokes clear the snow from your sled's chair and handlebars. Returning the tool to its place, you push the shed door firmly closed. Almost time to glide towards the forest, you muse. Your backpack is carefully settled onto the sled's chair, positioned for stability. You step onto the runners, one foot, then the other. A gentle push with your right foot, then the left, finds your balance. Gloved hands grasp the handlebars. You briefly imagine the biting cold they'd feel without the wool's protection. Your dominant foot leaves the runner, planting firmly into the snow blanket for a strong push. The kick sends glittering flakes, erupting like miniature fireworks. And just like that, you are moving, gliding down the straight, snow-paved artery of this Arctic village. A rhythm establishes itself. The smooth glide, punctuated by the periodic kick against the ground to maintain momentum. Cabins drift past. Fellow villagers nod greetings. Far ahead, the sunset paints the horizon in soft, ethereal hues. Pale pinks bleeding into the delicate blue, colors deepening with each passing moment. The sun dips early here, north of the circle. Darkness is a familiar companion, embraced by the inhabitants through the cultivation of coziness, the prevalence of candles, hearth-lit cafes, the inward turn towards warmth. Soon, you glide past the man who offered help moments ago. The rhythmic swish of your sled runners on the snow likely announced your approach. You wave, exchanging brief salutations without breaking stride. Minute snowflakes alight on your nose, your cheeks, cold kisses from the sky. A profound sense of rightness settles over you, a feeling of belonging in this exact moment, this exact place. There's nowhere else. You feel with certainty as your foot pushes off once more. A flurry of motion overtakes you. Children on their own kick sleds, zooming past with practiced ease. A brief vortex of cold air swirls in their wake. Two young boys stand upright on their sleds, bundled against the chill, woolen scarves trailing. Another child sits nestled in one of the chairs, mitten-clad hands resting in her lap, a white knitted beanie pulled low, strands of hair escaping to dance in the wind. The small convoy continues its swift passage down the street. After several more minutes of rhythmic travel, you execute a leisurely right turn. Rounding the corner, the vista transforms. A true winter idyll reveals itself. A lake, vast and frozen solid, its surface a sheet of opaque ice. Pine trees, heavily cloaked in snow, fringe its edges, their silent forms exuding a potent magic. The crisp, clean scent of pine needles sharpens the air, an aroma that, for you, embodies winter, that blend of evergreen, a hint of peppermint, the warmth of spice. The sun has now almost entirely vanished, allowing stars to prick the darkening canvas overhead. Responding to the deepening twilight, a few scattered lampposts flicker to life, their activation marked by faint, distinct clicks. It looks utterly perfect, an invitation. Drawing closer, you glide to a halt near the lake's edge, releasing a soft sigh after the smooth journey. You pause, absorbing the scene. The snow-dusted pines meeting the frozen expanse, the blissful stillness of the terrain. A sturdy fallen log catches your attention, lying dark against the white snow. You guide your sled alongside it, pressing the runners firmly into the drift to anchor it. Glancing down at your hands, you begin the ritual. Starting with the right, your left hand carefully pulls at each fingertip of the glove before sliding it off, tucking it into your coat pocket. The same motions free your left hand, the soft wool yielding. Bending, you unzip the backpack, rummaging until your fingers close around the familiar shapes of your ice skates. They clink and bump as they emerge. Protective guards sheath the blades. You pull them off each skate carefully, the sudden chill of the metal sharp against your bare skin. The guards drop into the open backpack. Your feet are currently snug within insulated snow boots. Faithful protectors against the cold, and a flicker of reluctance passes through you. Nevertheless, nudging the backpack aside, you sit on the kick sled's chair. Propping your right foot on the log brings it closer. You unlace the boot, sliding your foot free, feeling the plush fleece lining momentarily caress your skin. The boot lands softly in the snow. Your foot slides into the waiting ice skate. Wrapping the laces firmly around your hands, you pull, cinching the skate tight. A sturdy double knot secures it. Wiggling your foot confirms the snug fit. You lower your right foot, then swiftly repeat the entire process with the left. Both skates now securely bound. A fluttering sensation, like tiny wings, stirs in your stomach. The moment has arrived, but first, retrieving the gloves from your pockets, you slide them back onto your hands. Instantly, your skin warms, returning to cozy equilibrium. Now, you decide definitively you are ready. Standing, you take tentative steps towards the frozen lake, the snow crunching beneath the skate blades. Then you're on the ice. Movement comes almost instinctively, a surprising grace flowing through you. It's been some time, yet muscle memory awakens. Soon, it feels less like skating and more like a private dance, gliding across the vast, silent stage. The blades hiss and carve, a satisfying music against the thick, frozen water. Joy effervesces within you, pure and carefree. It is just you, embraced by the immense, natural beauty of Arctic Finland. You find yourself spinning, slow circles at first, then faster, overcome with sheer delight. A smile blooms, a soft chuckle escapes as you gaze skyward, awash in gratitude for this extraordinary existence. As if in response, a large, perfect snowflake drifts down, landing precisely on the tip of your nose, provoking another ripple of laughter. This day you feel could hold no more perfection. You continue to skate, surrendering to the intoxicating sense of freedom. Playfully, you experiment with forgotten skills. A smooth turn, the challenge of skating backward. It takes a moment to find the rhythm, but soon it feels utterly natural. Hips swaying gently as you zigzag in reverse across the lake. After a few minutes, you turn forward again, the crisp air rushing past, a tangible presence. The temperature has noticeably dropped since sunset. It brings the moon to mind. Slowing your glide, you scan the heavens again. There it is, you whisper, a silent acknowledgement, a slender crescent, yet it casts a surprisingly bright glow upon the snowscape. Nearby, a steady point of light, Venus you recall, planet-like in its unwavering shine, distinct from the twinkling stars. As your eyes trace the faint patterns of constellations, a strangeness manifests in the sky above. It resembles mist or fog, yet it possesses an unusual quality. You squint, focusing. Then a soft, involuntary gasp escapes as the ethereal haze deepens, coalescing into a mesmerizing, vibrant green. You realize with a jolt of pure wonder that you are witnessing the aurora borealis, the northern lights. Ribbons of green light sway and ripple across the star-strewn expanse, their movement echoing the dance you just performed on the ice below. The lights shimmer, one section intensely, almost neon green, while extensions soften and flow, a celestial ballet. Despite the dynamic display overhead, time itself seems suspended. You're unsure if your feet are still moving on the ice, or if you're simply floating, mesmerized. It feels as though you've slipped the bounds of ordinary space and time, utterly absorbed by the spectacle. The otherworldly colors, the silent luminous performance. It feels impossibly close. Instinctively, you reach a hand upward, as if to touch the impossible fabric of light. And then, as swiftly as it appeared, the display pulses, fades, retracting like velvet curtains, closing on a magnificent performance. A tingling sensation suffuses your entire body as you stand, motionless now, in the middle of the frozen lake. You feel intensely alive, yet simultaneously enveloped in a profound calm, serene in the aftermath of the aurora's passage. Nothing compares, you think. Nothing you've ever seen. Such profound fortune to be here, on this day. Slowly, deliberately, you glide around the lake one last time, your mind replaying the natural marvel you just witnessed. Then you navigate towards the edge closest to your belongings, stepping carefully off the ice onto the snow, tiny shards scattering from beneath your blades. Back on solid ground, you sink onto the kicksled's chair. Your fuzzy boots wait patiently. Bending, you untie each skate, pulling them off one by one. Setting them aside, you reclaim your boots, lacing them comfortably. Standing, you turn, brushing away any stray snow that settled on your shoulders during your skate. Picking up the skates, you feel their surprising weight in one hand, while the other retrieves the blade guards from your pack. You gently press the covers onto each blade before placing the skates inside, letting out a sigh of deep contentment. The backpack is zipped shut one final time. Now, you pull the kick sled back onto the main path, ready for the short return journey to the village heart. Propelled by rhythmic kicks, you speed along the snow-covered track. The evening still holds life. Other locals and visitors are out, enjoying the crisp air. You notice a shared quality among them, a subtle luminescence, a quiet joy radiating outwards. You imagine your own face reflects the same peaceful glow. As you sled past a small group, their conversation drifts towards you. They speak of the northern lights. A private smile touches your lips, recalling the uniquely intimate view afforded by the secluded lake. Before long, your cabin comes into view. You park the sled alongside several others near the entrance. There's no thought of locks or security. Trust is implicit here. A few steps lead up to the cabin door. You softly kick the toes of your boots against the risers, dislodging clumps of snow. At the threshold, you scrape your soles against a snowflake-patterned mat before turning the knob and stepping inside. The small cabin opens into a common area where guests can congregate around a welcoming fireplace. Your eyes are drawn to the crackling flames, where a couple sits close together, holding steaming mugs. Vapor rises as the woman takes a sip. As the door clicks shut behind you, she glances your way, offering a warm smile, before her gaze returns to the fire's hypnotic dance. Heading down a short hallway, the wooden floorboards creak companionably beneath your weight. Soon, you arrive at your designated room. It's a cozy sanctuary, dominated by a large bed and adorned with rustic charm. In a corner, a small potted pine tree releases its gentle, woodsy fragrance into the air. You slip off your boots and switch on a string of delicate fairy lights affixed to the wall beside the bed, instantly suffusing the space with a welcoming ambiance. Opposite the bed, a window waits. You cross the room and draw back the curtains, closing your eyes for a fleeting, hopeful wish. You then look out upon the sculpted mounds of snow, your gaze lifting to the clear, star-saturated sky. A yawn escapes you. The rituals of preparing for bed begin. Soon, you are pulling back layers of luxuriously soft blankets, slipping between the cool sheets, one leg, then the other. You plump the pillows, then lean across to the bedside table, flicking off the fairy lights. And then, like a final act of magic, the northern lights reappear through your window. Luminous greens weave with soft, ethereal whites against the dark velvet sky. The lights move with a slow, languid grace, as if dancing and humming a silent lullaby. Time drifts. The celestial glow shimmers high above. Before you realize it, your eyelids grow heavy, resisting the effort to stay open. You blink slowly, softly, surrendering to the pull of restful slumber, your mind already drifting into dreams filled with the enchantment of Arctic Finland and the dazzling, unforgettable aurora borealis. Let the image surface: a venerable watermill, its russet brick walls steeped in the quietude of centuries past, a slender chimney rising beside it like a thoughtful exclamation. Beside this structure, dating back to the 18th century, lies a pool of water, placid and reflective. This is Sari Hole. Here, our pilgrimage takes root. You find yourself poised on gray concrete, the mill standing sentinel before you. Its narrow flue ascends, mirrored silently in the glassy stillness of the adjacent pool. Today unfolds as a promise of unhurried wandering through this particular fold of the Midlands, a landscape that breathed inspiration into the burgeoning imagination of a young J.R.R. Tolkien, seeding the Shire of his children's tale, The Hobbit, and later blossoming into the vast tapestry of The Lord of the Rings. These chronicles, unfurling within the astonishing realm of Middle-earth, resonate profoundly, explaining why The Lord of the Rings endures as one of history's most cherished book series. Our path commences here, at the mill, nestled within Hall Green's leafy embrace, southeast of Birmingham's heart. From Sarehole Mill, the route meanders past the threshold of Tolkien's former childhood, dwelling on Wake Green Road. Southward, then, your steps will lead you into the bewitching depths of Moseley Bog, a theater for the remembered adventures of his youth. Finally, the journey culminates in a gentle traverse across the welcoming fields of the Shire Country Park. For now, though, behind you flows a steady current of traffic, a ceaseless, low thrum emanating from the engines. Each passing vehicle trails a soft sigh of displaced air, cool against your skin. Thoughts drift through your mind, ephemeral as these cars, neither troubling nor demanding, simply passing. You are clad in lightweight, comfortable attire, a soft sweater knotted securely at your waist. Your only burden is a small backpack, holding essentials and a flask of water. A sense of lightness pervades, a freedom born from needing nothing more than this moment, this path. Ready, you draw nearer the mill, curiosity pulling you toward a clearer perspective. 4 miles south of Birmingham's core, it rests within the bounds of what was once Zarahole Village, the very earth that nurtured the concept of the Shire. Tolkien himself called Zarahole a kind of lost paradise. It was the idyllic sanctuary of his boyhood, a realm he explored with tireless fascination. On this limpid, sun-drenched day, the mill radiating picturesque charm, the truth of his words feels palpable. If The Hobbit resides in your memory, the mill might stir recognition. Faint echoes tell of the protagonist, Bilbo Baggins, passing such a structure in Hobbiton. Today, Sarehole Mill serves as a museum, housing a permanent Tolkien exhibition. Lore whispers that Tolkien and his brother, playing amidst these grounds, were once chased off by the miller's son. Perpetually dusted white from his labors, they dubbed him the Flower Fiend. These encounters later found form in Ted the Sandyman, a character spun from memory, another miller's son within Tolkien's fiction. Thus, the magical world of Middle-earth drew breath from the people and places surrounding its creator. A pale timber fence contains the mill and its environs. Just beyond it, a dense congregation of deep green bushes and trees stands thick. Through apertures in the foliage, the mill's red brick silhouette emerges, crowned by a pointed, ruddy roof. A tall chimney presides over it from the rear. In the brilliant sunlight, The mill pond offers a crystalline reflection of the building in its verdant frame, a perfect image subtly fractured by faint, glistening ripples. This pond, a known haven for wildlife, frequently hosts herons, mallards, and moorhens. In the distance, near the water's edge, a dark avian shape catches your eye. You approach the fence, peering through the gaps. The bird's vivid beak, a slash of crimson and gold, arrests your attention first. Its body, cloaked in ruffled black plumage, accented with white, stands on lime green legs. A moorhen, surely. You observe as it nears the pond, easing itself onto the water's surface with slow grace. It appears utterly serene, carefree, bobbing gently with each passing ripple. A high, contented chirp escapes it. Like a miniature water skier, it glides across the pond towards the mill, reaching a small, grass-topped platform. With a brief flutter, it propels itself ashore, settles, and finds repose beside the ancient structure. Witnessing the moorhen's untroubled calm, a similar quietude settles over you. You absorb the delightful tableau, mill, pond, bird, one last time, briefly closing your eyes to imprint the scene onto your inner canvas. A deep inhalation draws fresh air into your lungs. A contented sigh releases it. Turning leftward, you commence the walk towards your next destination, Tolkien's childhood home. Your stride finds a steady, comfortable rhythm. High above, against the canvas of a clear blue sky, a bird charts a course parallel to yours, wings beating rhythmically. Could it be the moorhen, you muse, a fleeting companion on your journey? The thought conjures a smile. Not long after leaving the mill's presence, you arrive at a bustling roundabout. Patience serves you. You wait a minute or two for a safe interval in the vehicular flow. Once across, you turn right onto Wake Green Road. Anticipation quickens your step, knowing the destination is near. A fellow rambler approaches from the opposite direction. Smiles and nods are exchanged in silent, mutual acknowledgement of the shared path. Soon, number 264 Wake Green Road appears, 5 Gracewell, as it was known then. Tolkien's family arrived here in 1896, when he was but 4 years old. His first Birmingham home, it now stands as one of the area's oldest houses. You pause, absorbing its details. The mock Tudor dwelling fronts a row of similar homes. A charming front garden features a wide stone path, flanked by delightful squares of green lawn. Dark timber strips lend character to the white-painted upper story of the quaint two-level building, while the ground floor reveals exposed brickwork, framing a protruding, white-trimmed bay window. The house possesses a pleasing irregularity, its roofline pointed, a section jutting forward to shelter the sturdy, green front door. Like its neighbors, a low wooden fence and gate enclose the property. How many times, you ponder, did young Tolkien pass through that very gate, behind that green door? In Tolkien's time here, this was countryside. He spoke of this period as the happiest portion of his childhood. As sunlight bathes the houses, casting long shadows, you try to conjure the scene as it was then. A vicarious happiness touches you, imagining those idyllic days. Before the house, a verge of green grass lines the pavement. At its center stands a tree, its leaves glinting like emeralds in the sun. Beyond the rooftops, the crowns of larger trees sway gently in the breeze. It's easy to grasp why Wake Green Road held such appeal. Even now, amidst the hum of passing cars, an enduring sense of peace prevails. Reaching into your backpack, you retrieve your water bottle. A refreshing sip prepares you for the adventure's continuation. Next lies the enchanting realm of Mosley Bog. To reach it, you cross the road, retracing your steps briefly. Within minutes, a road appears to your right. Following the pavement, you navigate more suburban streets before arriving at the bog's entrance. Mosley Bog, once a reservoir for Sarah Hole Mill, now thrives as a park and nature reserve, bisected by the lovely Coldbath Brook. This place was the seat of inspiration for the Old Forest, bordering the Shire in The Fellowship of the Ring. Tolkien painted the Old Forest as ancient, a remnant of forgotten primeval woods, a description that fits this woodland perfectly. Twin clusters of centuries-old trees guard the bog's entrance, a diverse assembly in size, shape, and texture. Some stand straight and tall, others twist or lean with age. Bark textures vary from smooth to rough and gnarled. Drawing closer, the deep, intriguing etches in their bark testify to their longevity. A light gust of warm breeze sets the leaves dancing, creating a wonderful susurrant chorus. As you step into the bog, you inhale deeply, noticing the pleasant, earthy fragrance intensify. The park remains largely as it was in Tolkien's era, save for the addition of a pale wooden walkway snaking away through the trees in various directions. Stepping onto it, you reflect on what a superb natural playground this must have been for young Tolkien's explorations. Further along, you spy two children, clad in Wellington boots, paddling in the brook, perhaps mirroring the adventures of Tolkien and his brother long ago. One child sends droplets flying with a small splash of her left foot, laughs, and stomps again, water sloshing over her boots. You smile at their evident joy and continue along the walkway. The rhythmic clip-clop of your shoes on the wooden planks provides a satisfying cadence, a sound to focus on, grounding you in the present moment. Soon, another group of children comes into view, clambering amongst the more contorted trees. A boy, perhaps 8 or 9, successfully reaches a sturdy branch and beams with pride from his perch. The bog truly is a natural adventure zone. Again, you understand its allure for Tolkien. You follow the meandering path. Patches remain muddy and damp where the sun, filtered by the dense canopy, has yet to reach. Navigating the mud carefully, the clip-clop transforms into a soft squelch. Just ahead to your left, wooden steps ascend to a decked viewpoint. Eager for a different perspective, you head towards them and begin to climb. With each step, you rise closer to the ancient treetops. The sun's warmth intensifies here, pouring through gaps in the foliage. Looking upward, you see the sun glowing through a patterned quilt of clouds that has gathered. Standing calmly on the viewing deck, a profound ease settles over you. Below stretches a sea of green, trees, grass, moss. Occasionally, glimpses of other people moving through the bog appear between breaks in the greenery, their sounds muted by distance. It is remarkably peaceful here. The only distinct sounds are the rustle of leaves stirred by the wind and the delicate tweets of birds perched nearby. The bog feels both intriguing and deeply tranquil. What a magical place, you murmur inwardly. After a quiet interlude, spent admiring the surroundings, you take another sip from your water bottle. Refreshed and ready, you descend the steps, returning to the wooden walkway below. Following the path leftward, you reach a gate flanked by trees. Passing through, ensuring it clicks shut behind you, you find yourself once more on a pavement beside a busy road. The sound of cars, initially jarring after the woodland quiet, soon settles into a familiar, soothing background hum. Once again, you notice your thoughts flowing past, mirroring the traffic. You know Serenity awaits shortly in the Shire Country Park. For now, turning left, you walk along the pavement at a steady pace. The cloud blanket has dispersed, and the sun washes warmly over your skin. A welcome sensation after the tree's cool shelter. The breeze is minimal now, the temperature perfect for walking. Time has lost its sharp edges during this adventure. There's no rush today, only the freedom to linger. At the roundabout, you turn left again, continuing along the pavement, observing the world around you. Small birds dart in and out of the bordering bushes in what seems like a choreographed aerial ballet. A dog walker ambles past, their fluffy companion pausing to investigate scents beneath the bushes. You offer a smile to both before proceeding, walking onward until a familiar landmark reappears. To your left, Sarehole Mill, the starting point of this wonderful exploration. This time, however, you walk past it, turning left through the car park. As you cross the tarmac, a pale wooden sign beside an opening catches your eye. The words are indistinct at first, but as you draw closer, they resolve. Welcome to the Shire Country Park. A sense of accomplishment washes over you, having reached the final stage of this journey through Tolkien's formative world. Named in 2005 to honor his local connections, the park is a nature reserve, tracing the beautiful valley of the serene River Cole for roughly 4 miles. It encompasses wetland, grassland, woodland, and heath, teeming with wildlife. Like the mill pond, herons, mallards, and moorhens are frequent visitors. With luck, one might even spot a kingfisher intent on its hunt. Entering the park, the sounds shift. Children's laughter mingles with the river's gentle murmur. Before you stretches a vast, lush green field, receding into the distance. A straight golden path cuts through the field's center, running parallel to the river. Vibrant blooms, pink, purple, yellow, cast their reflections onto the water's surface, which glitters under the sun. Just as Tolkien depicted the Shire, this park exudes beauty and idyllic peace. It isn't merely the river and path that captivate. Along the field's left edge stands a wall of trees, a natural bastion separating the park from the world beyond. They offer cool respite from the sun, yet allow sufficient light and warmth to filter through. The shaded area beneath them looks deeply inviting, an ideal spot to pause and rest. At this thought, a yawn escapes you. Stretching your arms, you realize the day's walking has left a pleasant weariness. Perhaps, you concede, it is time for repose. Stepping onto the springy turf, you make your way towards the trees, slip off your backpack, and sit. Untying the sweater from your waist, you fold it into a makeshift pillow on the ground. You lie back, resting your head upon the soft fabric, allowing your arms and legs to fall loose, relaxed. Your body sinks into the yielding grass. The earth accepts your weight. Above, patches of blue sky peek through the leafy canopy. Warm sunlight dapples your skin. The few clouds drift lazily. Your eyes grow heavy, eyelids drooping. You blink, striving to remain awake, to absorb the blissful atmosphere fully. But soon, the effort becomes too great. Your eyelids gently close. Your awareness shifts, tuning into the symphony of sounds around you. The faint echoes of children's laughter, the river's soft rush, the whisper of leaves in the breeze, the sweet melodic calls of birds. These sounds deepen your relaxation, your mind beginning to drift, to dream. You draw a long, slow breath, exhaling with a sigh of pure satisfaction. You reflect upon the extraordinary journey undertaken today. The mill's stunning reflection in the pond near the start. The bright-beaked moorhen by the water's edge. You recall Tolkien's childhood home, the daydreams it sparked of life within its walls. The vivid memory surfaces of the profound peace felt upon the viewpoint in Moseley Bog. Which part, you wonder idly, was the favorite, exploring the bog's mystical terrain, or perhaps this very moment, resting here in the Shire Country Park? Whatever the answer, all thoughts are gradually receding, softened by the tranquil influence of Tolkien's world. And you hold the quiet knowledge that you can return here to this feeling whenever calm is needed. Lying upon the grass, utterly still and at ease, your breathing slows, deepens, quiets. You're enveloped in peace. Gradually, gently, you drift into a deep and restorative sleep.